They make up 2/3 of all suicides worldwide. In Canada, they make up more than 90% of the national prison population. On Canadian streets, they make up more than 60% of the homeless population. They're 70% of all murder victims, 75% of all overdose deaths, and 95% of all deaths due to armed conflict and war. We're talking about men. We're not talking about women. Although many women face a lot of struggles, we're going to talk about men. If you're a woman, maybe you should keep watching. A disturbing trend has taken hold of our society over the past 20 years, in which more and more people, both women and men, are devaluing, undermining, and disparaging the roles of men in our society. So much so that men are 4 times more likely to commit suicide than women. They're more likely to commit crimes, live in poverty, and to become addicted to opioids. On top of all that, they're told to just take it on the chin, to suck it up, and to be men. They're told they still need to provide and to be valuable enough for women to date and want to marry them. Over the course of generations, the value men are expected to provide hasn't changed, but the way we treat them has. Men are still expected to have high-paying jobs and to do the physical labor that women don't want to do. They're still expected to be high-value, high-functioning members of society. If they fail at these things, we don't show a lot of sympathy towards them. We mostly shrug and expect them to get better, to improve themselves, and to work harder. If they continue to fail, we call them lazy, stupid, and selfish. On the dating scene, women still look for men that can provide. They want a man who drives a nice car, can change a tire, and who can be a good dad while providing shelter and food for his family. Some women still want a man who is tall, good-looking, has money, and maybe even a big dick. If he doesn't have at least most of those things, she doesn't want anything to do with him. She'll turn him down or ignore him. She'll tell all her friends about that loser she went on a date with. Whether you're a man or a woman, you know these things are true because you've heard other women talk about it. You've heard them say it. You've even heard wives complain about how stupid and lazy their husbands are, and about how inadequate they are. We've all heard women disparage and ridicule men who don't meet their standards. This leaves no mystery as to why so many men feel alienated, rejected, and neglected. We've all heard people give us wise wisdom about how we can fix society's biggest problems, like how we should all raise better sons. But what about raising better daughters? We seldom hear those words uttered by philosophers, influencers, or media. The truth is, we need to raise better children all around. We don't only need to raise better sons or better daughters, we merely need to be better parents. It has been said that politics is downstream from culture. This is true, but what's downstream to culture? If politics is downstream from culture, then culture is most definitely downstream from parenting. And parenting is what sets all of our society's norms and customs. The abundance of anti-man sentiments we are seeing in our society are fundamentally and deeply unhealthy. We are raising boys and men who are filled with shame, despair, and fear. All of these things eventually lead to hatred. Hatred is one of our society's most destructive features. We're seeing more of it everywhere, in politics, in schools, in media, and around dinner tables and inside living rooms. Sadly, it doesn't look like our politicians and celebrities are doing anything to fix it. If anything, most of them are making it worse. It's often said that those who are the most unlovable need the most love. If that's true, why are we treating so many men this way? When we see more men lashing out in anger, why are we making them feel worse? Why are we making men feel so inadequate, unwanted, and undervalued? Why are men more likely to kill themselves and to die of overdoses? Perhaps it may be time to answer these questions. Perhaps it's time for all of us to be better parents. If we work at raising both better sons and better daughters, as parents, we could pave a more solid path to a much better future. But maybe showing some more sympathy to the men around us could make a small difference right now.